All right. Welcome to the Reseller Roundtable. This is Brian, aka Texas Treasures, wrapping up the work day with some shoe cleaning. We've got 18 shoes listed today, 19 more in the draft bank. And this is how I wind down my day by cleaning shoes to list for tomorrow. So, any questions you have, feel free to drop them in the chat if anybody even shows up. All right. And there's the link. Clay, my friend Clay asked me to do this, and of course, he's not here. Go figure. Can always count on Clay. Anyway, so cleaning shoes is the fun part. First thing got to do is to take the price off the bottom. We hit that with a little Goo Gone. Works great on removing markers from shoes. In this case, we have the price on the bottom. Want to remove that. Came off real quick and real easy. These are Reebok black leather. So I'm going to give those a little quick leather conditioner. Ooh, we got some. Actually, before I do that, we got some cat hair. Cat hair is no bueno. So a little heavy tape or lint roller usually works pretty well. So just kind of hit on the inside. Usually I kind of pass on shoes with cat hair. I don't know. Must have been in a hurry when I sourced these. But it's kind of surface level cat hair. It's coming out pretty quick. So no biggie. I am going to use this lint roller, pull off a little piece. Well, if I can get it to come off. Sticking to my hands. Need it sticking to the cat hair. Anybody, if y'all got any questions, I'm a full-time shoe reseller. That's my main niche. I also sold clothes. I've actually sold just about everything on eBay. But at this point in my journey, I am shoes only. And one of the downsides to shoes is the cleanup process, especially when you get cat hair. This one's got a fair amount. Don't have to get every little piece, but do want to get the main part of it. I think one more tape run through should hit it. And of course, this is the $1 million question. Should I clean my used shoes or should I just list them as is? I clean them, but you don't want to spend too much time cleaning your shoes. Ooh, man, that's way too much cat hair. Man, cat hair is not your best friend. And here, let me put this. Let's see. Here's the link. Clay, if you're out there, to join the chat. There we go. I ain't done a live in a while. Haven't been making any YouTube content lately. Just been working on reselling. Trying to get my reselling game up, because that's what pays the bills, not YouTube. YouTube's more just for fun. All right. I think that's going to have to do it. Got most of it out. So there's a lot of different things you can use to for shoe conditioning. The Kiwi conditioning oil seems to work pretty well. So I picked up this pack on Amazon. These are mechanic throwaway towels. I picked up a whole case, pretty cheap. There's Clay. Let me add Clay to the chat. So I picked these up pretty cheap. And I just got this conditioning oil. Just want to clean off the upper of the shoe. And then I just kind of rub it in, and it kind of brings that leather back to life. And it's really satisfying on like if you get some, especially like on some cowboy boots, you get some dry, dusty leather. It can make a big difference. What's up, Clay?
Trying to get the phone like to. Let's see what the battery is at. I need to 47%. I can charge it in a bit because I need to stand it up. Okay. Okay. Oh,
I don't know if you could tell. Like, there's the one that's been conditioned. You can tell versus the one that's not.
Sneakers or like fancy sneakers or dress?
Well, they're not. They're Reebok classics. They're nothing special. Just some Reebok classics, but they are black leather, and so
they look. Yeah, it could be. They kind of also look like those band shoes that I have for you. You know,
band shoes.
I might get a loaner car after this, so if I do, I'll get the shoes too. You know. Yeah. Oh, I text that. Hold on, I'm gonna text that my guy real quick. So hopefully this will kind of stay open. If not, I'll be right back because I need to tell him to like don't move the car tonight. You know.
Yeah.
Until I get those shoes out.
All right, man. No problem. Yeah, Clay's. All right, let me rag on Clay a little bit while he's doing that. Of course, he has a Cadillac nicknamed Clay's Caddy, and surprising that his caddy spends a lot of time in the shop. Not really. Cadillacs are not exactly known for reliability. I always tell him, get you a Toyota, because he Ubers. He does a little reselling, but most of his money comes from Ubering. And if you're going to be doing that, you definitely need something reliable. Can't beat Toyota reliability. All right, so I'm just going to keep cleaning some shoes. Probably about the only time I can get a word in with Clay. Once again, using that Goo Gone to hit the, it pulled it up right off. Pull that marker off. Going to cut this little plastic fastener off.
So what was that about my car in the shop? And you can't get a word in guys?
Yeah. Well, you know
I can hear you. I could still hear you. So it did keep the audio going. I guess my picture just went away because I had to text.
Oh no, it's nothing I haven't told you about the unreliability of these Cadillacs.
What we need to get, I won't mention names of family members, but I think I told you, on Christmas Eve, Angie, we ended up eating at, mom's side of the family. For those watching, Angie's my cousin on my dad's side, but my mom's side has invited dad the last few years because he has no one else. And we dropped him off after the Cowboy game, and my aunt pounced and was like, "Why don't y'all come in?" So we stayed. And afterwards, I was asking Angie about well, what do you think about this person? What do you think about this person? And my cousin Lyle, the one that was the nuclear engineer in the Navy I told you about, she was like, "Oh yeah, he's great," or whatever. And his kids are cute, even though one of them got me sick. It's fine, and probably got Angie sick. But one of the other relatives, she was like, "Yeah, you're right. He doesn't stop talking." And then their spouse comes over and has to always be involved. And I said that to my mom. My mom's like, "Oh yeah, even on the phone, the spouse is in the background chiming in." So it's yeah, first impressions dead on,
Right.
So yeah, you think I talk?
Oh, you talk.
Yeah. This one relative, you can't escape. That's how my little cousin Phoebe and I joke about it. We're like, how do we get out of this? And sometimes I'm talking to him at some gathering, and Phoebe will come over and be like, I thought I'd help you out, help rescue you. Oh, I just sold another thing from the crying unit. It was this vintage Cleveland Indians, and I'm not trying to be offensive.
Wahoo!
Chief Wahoo is this like plastic or
Keyword.
like thing from like the, I don't know, maybe 60s or something. And it used to probably stand up, but it's old and still looks cool. But I think I sold it like, 25. I took an offer. I had it listed higher. Like I had it at like 38 and I took 25, but I had it even higher at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I first listed it, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, several had sold that were, went for 55 or something. And then it just slowly went down. And there weren't many because it's such a niche. You got to be an either Indians fan or like just like vintage stuff from that era. But hey, 25. I mean, I the amount of hard goods from that unit,
There was a lot.
was good, and I probably still have some more, but because I label all my stuff, even though I do your cost of goods thing, I still like to kind of come on, cat, come on, buddy, come on. Come before the door closes. There you go. Oh, how's Penny? Hanging in?
It is rough. Yeah, I don't know, man. Our cat Penny, that wound is just not healing. Yeah. Last night, so the vet kind of showed me. He's like, well, first of all, stand him up on his hind legs so he won't use those to attack you when he's stressed out, right?
Yeah.
You like hold his front paws and kind of hold his head so he can't bite. And so I'm the holder while Claudia
Doctors.
the wound, but I don't know. He was stressed out and I guess was in pain. And even with me doing all those things, he managed to claw the F out of me between my fingers. And man, you talk about a sensitive piece. So it hurt so bad. I mean, I can't even tell you how bad that burned. And then somehow he bit me.
Yeah.
And I was cursing up the storm. And
yeah, I know. I get it.
Fight with him, even though, I mean, I get it.
Yeah. He's just,
So at our house, that's a big, like, it's like, what do you do? The wound is not healing. It's like,
that's heartbreaking.
Tough decisions may have to be made. And like, I'm trying to just avoid it.
Oh, of course.
But, like, we got to change the wound. So I guess the bandage. So I'm going to glove up and jack it up because, man, if you think a 15-pound cat can't hurt you.
Oh, hell yeah. People have never. Yeah. My 19-year-old cat, I told you a few weeks ago, bit me when she got into the stray cat's room and I was trying to separate them. She didn't know it was me. And man, you wouldn't think that cat is 19 and, frail little old lady who has arthritis. I mean,
they pack a punch.
Yeah. That's why people who like have real wild animals like tigers and chimps and stuff as pets, you're like, my cat weighs less than 7 pounds now.
All right, Clay, let's pause the cat talk for just a minute because we got a real eBay question.
Okay.
Try to answer, and you feel free to jump in after I do it. So Linda Boca, thanks for joining us, Linda.
Linda and Boca.
She asked, "Hi, hope you can answer this. Do you end listings and relist them? If yes, how do you do it? Does eBay get mad if you end listings? Thanks, I appreciate it." All right, that's a great question.
Yeah.
I do end old listings. Here, let me show you. It's always easier to show than to explain.
And how long have you been doing that? Because because I think I can speak for you. Neither of us did that for several years. And I started and you started doing it when we realized it helps. Can't hurt.
Well, here's the thought process. Let me share my screen. I don't know, probably 6 months, 9 months. Like I had
Yeah.
a virtual assistant who created a lot of listings, and a lot of them had a lot of mistakes, and they weren't selling. eBay, from what we've heard, eBay will suppress your listings anywhere from 6 to 9 months after they've been listed. Hold on, let me figure out how to share screen. You can tell I have not ran this in a while.
I know, right? It's like something on the bottom right on StreamYard.
Yeah, it's present. Okay, so present. No, share screen. Yeah, they've kind of changed it up a little bit. All right, so the way I do it, Linda, are you seeing that screen, Clay?
Let's see.
Oh, okay. Now I got to click this.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. All right, so I go to my eBay listings, go under my active listings, and then what I do, and I do 5 a day at this point. It only takes a few minutes, and then I sort them. If you can see over here, you can sort them, and this is laggy because I got so many things running on my. Come on. I will sort them by start date. Like these are sorted from the oldest. As you can see, I have some hard goods all the way from April 25th. Now I don't really worry about hard goods, but like if what I would do is I would pick however many I want to do per day, and I would go by the oldest. And all you would need to do, I'm not actually going to do this. You just click however many you want to do. Usually I do like 5 per day. At one point, I've done as many as 30 per day. And then you would click on this blue actions button right here. And you would click in listings. And that would end these.
Hi, beep, beep.
And then you would come over here to the ended button. And they would show up. Like right now, I have one for like another reason. I don't know why these are ended. But right here under actions, this drop down arrow, you would just click sell similar. And it will pull up the listing. It'll pull up exactly the way it was, including the pictures. And then I would.
And you
what
have
I do
to.
is.
Let me say one thing. On the phone, at least, it asks you if you want to keep or remove the photos.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't recommend doing it on the phone, but that's good to know if you do it on the phone.
I do it all on my phone, and we're not doing that debate because we both like our thing. But so if you're doing it on the phone, just make sure you click keep, because otherwise, if you're like me, once I list, I delete all my photos off my phone. So
assuming, and of course that would just assume you have good photos. But if you're horrible, but these photos are good enough. And then what? Excuse me. What I would do is I'd look at the title structure. Oftentimes, the reason they haven't sold is either it's a poor title, there's mistakes, or it's just an item that I never should have listed. But this should sell an Eddie Bauer's sweater, vintage Eddie Bauer sweater, men's large color. Like this is fine. Like I've already revised this one. And I would double check your item specifics because oftentimes I'll find a mistake and then I'll go ahead and launch it. I'm gonna stop sharing there. But what I would recommend is to be consistent and to do like X amount per day when you're doing that. So let me see if I enter the questions. Yeah, but when you relist them, you also want to make sure there's no mistakes because oftentimes these old listings that haven't sold, there's a reason.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's a mistake. It could be in the item specifics. It could be a poorly created title that is not optimized for search. If you ended your whole store at one time, that might not be ideal. I know some people in our group, in Chris and Tech and Sports group, have done that, and their traffic has been seriously throttled down. So I would do a percentage. I know my friend Chris, Daily Refinement, he recommend like 1% per day. If you do 1% per day in about 3 months, you'd go through your whole store. I have about 5,000 items in my store, and at this point, I only do 5 a day because I don't know. I'm more focused. I would not make that your main focus.
No.
Main focus should be getting good quality listings up in your store every day, but um, definitely helps to relist those older listings.
Oh yeah, 'cause, I mean, I was listing for a while, for a couple of months. First, I had any new ones, but I basically end 5 and sell similar 5 a day, and I keep averaging 1 sale a day. Now, I do think being the holidays that has helped, but hey, whatever. I keep my one average 300. That's a good size store. What do you sell, Linda?
That is, I mean, you can do that in a pinch. I mean, it doesn't fully replace, but clay still getting sales. So yeah, there's some value to it. 12 months. Yeah, I would like focus on the ones that are say 9 months or older until you get those. Maybe do however much time you have, 5, maybe 10 a day. And then 6 months or longer would probably be the focus on that. Because some items just, it could take them 6 months to sell. And then, the other thing is, I didn't even talk about this, the pricing. Sometimes you'll have a good listing, but your pricing's out of whack. So then, like, I would have a Terapeak tab open and double check the market. Maybe, especially you listing designer clothing, maybe the market's changed on that since you listed it. All right, so I'm gonna clean up these dirty cleats. Love my grandma's cleaner.
Ooh,
Eraser.
She sells designer, pre-owned designer.
Yeah, I sold a St. John, not to be confused with St. John's Bay. A St. John's like sweater blazer that I picked up at an estate sale. I think I paid $10.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
And it sold for like 100. That's back when I was doing clothing. I don't mind paying up for good stuff like that.
He might be back. Just wait a little bit, people. I'm just joking.
Oh man. Yeah.
I mean, you'll admit, he's not doing close in bulk, but if he finds something good, or if I'm
I went
sourcing for him and I find something, he'll of course list it.
Yeah, if I find a no-brainer, like if I find a Mario Kart video game for $1, I'm still going to list it. But
okay, hold on, Bubbaloo. I'll be right back. Gotta get food for the stray cat.
But I'm 99% plus shoes at this point. I do think it's better to focus in a niche where you can be an expert. Yeah, Chris. Chris pulled me into the group.
Come here, big man.
Linda also still sells real estate, high end in Palm Beach and some other kinds. Yeah, that's good. Like as a real estate professional, like you're in contact with people who are moving. That's a pretty good tip. Even try to partner. In your case, you partner with yourself, but partner with real estate people who have clients who are moving. It's a good way to get inventory on the cheap. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, and if you're getting high-end designer clothing, then probably have high-end clients, and that makes
I'm in the garage, Bubbaloo.
Makes good sense.
Bubbaloo, eat. Okay.
Bubbaloo, we're
well, when I was in high
like
school, this stray cat came up. I don't know, high school, junior high school. And this little orange cat came up. And so we adopted him till he met the traffic on Lover's Lane. And one of us named him Bubba. And so this orange cat, who's a big, solid dude, I named him. I can't remember if I named him Lou at first because I just liked Lou, or if I named him Bubba because of that, and then I kind of combined it, So Bubba Lou, yeah. So he's one of the strays I've told you about. And then the other day, there's a black cat that has come to the front porch a couple times that I think scares Bubba Lou, even though Bubba Lou's bigger. Then there was a black and white cat that came up and wanted food in the back the other day. So, whoever comes up, if they need food and I see them, I'll feed them.
Crazy cat dude.
Yeah, right.
And this is where
a blanket. Maybe I can get a rocking chair.
I'll put sneakers that are just dirty and they need a good wash on the gentle cycle on cold. I'll put them in here. And this is getting pretty full. Usually I get 8 to 10 pairs.
Palm Beach.
ASP of 300. Nice. You're killing it. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It's hard to get an ASP above 50 for most people.
I've averaged like 30 for what limited items I sell in a year for a couple of years. And that's because dumb luck of a couple of, I don't know what the $40 or $50 things and lots of 20s, but 300. Good for you.
Yeah, that's great. I don't know anybody. You're the only body.
That's fantastic, Linda.
And that's the thing. You don't need a giant store if you can pull that ASP. I think my store is in transition as I'm always moving between clothing and shoes, but I tended to do more of the Chris model, the volume game. So I think my ASP is like 30, but I aim to sell more items. But as I move out of the clothes, I usually don't have those high-end designer clothing. And into shoes, I do want to move my ASP up. But like today I listed 18 pairs of shoes, and then I put another 19 in the draft bank.
19, that's good. How many is in the draft bank?
19.
19. I love it. Yeah.
I'm starting. There was a transition period moving from clothes to shoes, and I'm just now kind of getting where I need to be.
Yeah.
But like I told Chris, my goal is to add one per month. So in January, I'll move up to 19. That way, by the end of next year, I'll be at 30 per day. And I think 30 shoes per day.
That's a lot. Yeah. That's good income.
Yeah, I think it could put me in a good place.
You're looking at me. Bubba Lou's out there, just so you know.
And it says that's because my items are expensive from high-end designers. Believe it or not, I sell jeans that retail for $1,000. Dang.
What the?
I need to talk. Hold on. I need to talk to you about some of these shoes that you might come across that you're not listing.
I just don't understand people paying $1,000 for jeans. To each their own, but at the same time, that's like a crime, actually. Yes, I can be socialist at times.
I'm
sorry, but that's ridiculous.
Each to their own.
I know, but
allowing Linda to make money. I'm all for it. Y'all buy all this,
but give away if you can afford that. Give $700 away and still overpay for $300 jeans.
Yeah, Chris.
I'd be like, go to the Goodwill and find a pair for $2 that are just as good.
I don't know if it's hard. It's not necessarily the hard way. It is more labor intensive to do that volume approach. But like Tech and Sports lists and sells roughly 250 a day, and he's making like $5 million a year. And then you just have to get your systems down, scale up, get some help.
Oh, I know you don't buy them, Linda. I just can't believe people pay as much as they do for some things. This will go in my.
We won't go down there.
This will go in my joke series of you wonder why the terrorists hate us, thing.
Yeah, no, and I love that model, especially in your case, Linda. Like you're already doing real estate full time, so for a part-time eBay store with that ASP, that's beautiful, and you've kind of tied your two businesses together.
Oh, and if you've got, to me, suckers that'll pay that, even better. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Because you and I have the average person, kind of, meaning maybe rich, maybe lower socioeconomic, But yeah, she's got obviously it's a whole different. That's Preston Hollow type money. You know, Mark Cuban. That's not even Highland Park type. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless it's Jerry or something.
And yep, you are close to tech. You're in tech and sports country. There's Tommy. Tommy's looking for a sugar mama down in Florida. You don't need a sugar mama with all those sweet shoes you get, Tommy.
Tommy must have a deal worked out with the missus, right? If one of you finds a sugar daddy or mama to help support the whole family, it's all good, right, Tommy?
I mean,
I saw you a couple of times. I watched Yakov a couple of times late at night, Tommy, and saw you in the chat. Didn't watch long.
Yep.
That's
Linda's
funny.
looking at the addresses, figuring out the demographics.
Well, I sometimes, when people send offers, I'll click on their store to see if they're a buyer. You know, like, are they selling, trying to sell my stuff? And one person, I even commented when I countered, I was like, sorry, I'm not taking your offer. You're going to just sell these. And because it was like an insulting offer, like you wouldn't have put the comment, but I just so
I don't have the time or emotion, but I get.
I was like, no, I'll take a lot of offers, but because my cost of goods.
I'm turning more and more tech-like, emotionless with reselling, not in real life. But yeah, I would decline it. I mean, if an offer doesn't make sense for you.
Yeah. Oh, I countered, and I think they declined or something. I was like, okay, that's fine. Doesn't affect me. I'm only selling one a day. I'm happy with that. That's on average. That's not actually every day. So it's not going to affect me. Really.
Tommy, Linda says there are sugar mamas, but they're mean. Mean sugar mamas. Well, some people probably like a mean sugar. Well, we won't go down that path either.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that? Yeah, that's something maybe with some initials. Tommy can deal with it after delivering packages to who knows how many a-holes for decades. And driving in traffic and stuff.
Yeah, Linda says there's a girl in Texas that resells expensive cowboy. Yeah, I love cowboy boots. That's definitely a good chunk of my my model. Matter of fact, I listed a couple cowboy boots today.
Yeah. Gretchen sells, she sells not super expensive, but she'll sell boots 80, 90, 100, whatever, that she can get.
Yeah, to me, that's a good sell. Like today, I listed some Uggs, some Justin cowboy boots. What else did I list? I think I listed 2 pair of Uggs. I don't know. Boots are, like I said, a big part of my business. And not just cowboy boots, but also like women's boots. Those often get overlooked where I source that. But I mean, my model is different. I'm anywhere from everyday value. Probably most of my stuff is everyday value with a few higher end. I list it all. Including New Balance. Yeah, boots are great sellers. You got to take advantage of your geography and what you have around you. Me in Texas, I do get a lot of those boots. Yeah, there's always a dollar amount. And that's where efficiency comes in, right? Like if you can list a pair of whatever, whatever your listing is, all right, let's say you had a pair of jeans that they only made $10 profit. If you can only list 1 per hour, it wouldn't make any sense to list those. But if you could list 20 or 30 per hour, and the sell through is decent, now you're talking some money. That's where I kind of settled on shoes. The ASP is higher than clothing. I can get them for a cost of goods that where I can, I can make good profit, and I can list them reasonably fast. No returns. Interesting. Well, your model's a little different. I don't think I've ran across anyone with your model. I know Chris would love to talk to you, Linda, to nitpick your model, but walk me through the process. How come the no returns? Because we do know that a buyer on eBay can force a return if they lie.
I was going to
Do
say,
a
I know,
false
I
I.
don't, to me, no offense, but that just
I'm
annoys
just
me when
curious. I want to hear why.
when I hear people say that, because you're like, I don't know. I had a person do that to me, and you're like, they didn't fit or whatever, and you're like, just be a good, like be like a normal store. You know what I mean? Like it. Also, just seems like a crummy person, but
I'm not going to make any moral judgments on it. It's just a business decision.
In that moment, well, but to me, like, why wouldn't you do a return? Like it's no big deal.
If you say you don't do returns, that's your policy, and it's there for the
Oh,
buyer.
I know. I just think it's rude and dumb and bad business.
Well,
because stores take returns. I just don't get why.
But the store doesn't have to take a return. It's their decision. That I just want to know the rationale.
Well, yeah.
Well, so emotional.
Quote rationale in my brain. Yeah. Yes, I am judging. So don't care. Don't care. Not saying you're a bad person, Linda.
Yeah, right, Tommy. $80 ASP is very high, so $300 is crazy. But her store is only about 300 items, so it's a small store. And I don't know if you caught the beginning, because she's a real estate agent. She's able to get these from, sounds like, from her clients. So she's got a special little setup. Yeah, she says 100% feedback. She contact me and I work it out. Hey, if it works for you, I guess I'm becoming less. It's hard to believe, because I'm becoming less and less judgy. I would say for most people, you should do free returns. You should do returns. I would do free returns, but I also charge shipping, because by being a top rated seller that does 30 or 60-day free returns, you get feedback protection. Like you'll get those negatives removed, and you can deduct up to 50% of a return. Those are the reasons I do it. And I think my return rate's around 4%. Tommy says a higher dollar value, it's a different clientele. Yeah, that's a great point, Tommy.
Well, because they can eat the
that's
money.
What I wanted. Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear, because for them, we've probably all noticed this. If we sell different price points, it's typically the lower price items that you tend to have the most trouble with. That's a great point, Tommy.
Well, see, I don't think of returns as, I guess I've never had any real trouble. So to me, like, if shoes don't fit or jeans, you just accept it and they come back and you relist it, and you know what I mean? It's not trouble. It's just,
yeah. I mean,
you know what I mean? It's just what it is.
I look at it the same way you do. I'm just trying not to tell other people how to do their business.
Well, you know me, I am opinionated. So I'm sharing my opinions.
You don't.
They don't have to like it, but and yeah, I will throw in, because hey, because it no offense, Linda, some of it's my stuff. Just sounds like some things I don't like in America, so and how business isn't just about money. I mean, it is, and that's the problem in the world.
And we don't want to go down those paths, Clay.
Money
This isn't our therapy. This isn't the therapy.
Yeah, I'm just saying, money is not the end of the world.
Yeah, and she has a good point. She has yeah, I don't know. I think between Tommy's point and her price point, like that, it's fine. I mean, if it didn't work, she would change it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Linda's got it. It's working for her, and her clients aren't gonna. People buying that stuff probably aren't gonna have as many issues as somebody buying a $15 T-shirt.
Whatever.
But I'm like you, Clay. I do accept returns, and it
Yeah.
works for me. I believe here's something to think about. It would be interesting to do an experiment. Like, I'm sure you are losing some customers that are only going to shop people with free returns. So those are the decisions and the calculations that we have to make. Yeah, that's a good point, Tommy. A lot of people with money aren't going to spend that much time on a return, but I bet you on a $300 item, because it's not that hard. But yeah, even myself, like sometimes on like some Amazon returns, I'm like, oh, I'll get to it, and I never do. Yeah, lose time worrying about it. And for me, well, I don't know what I was going to say. So how's the shoe business going? Still going strong, Tommy? Let me grab these boots. I think I've cleaned all of the sneakers. Got a load ready to wash tonight. Then I think I'm going to be out of shoes to list. I probably have enough for tomorrow.
Well, like I said, when we're done, I'm gonna get an Uber. Sewell's open till 7. The loaner car and the valet to get the shoes, and the cashier who has my laptop. So I'm gonna go. I shouldn't take to get there because traffic will be somewhat. So I'll be able to get those shoes. And tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can pick them up from you.
Yeah, or maybe I'll bring them down and just not much I can. I mean, I can't do. I can't drive, which really hurts. Because I'm missing out, God, on probably if I might not be driving until like next Wednesday. That's like, God, who knows, $1,200-$1,300. But it is what it is. I'll still somehow get property taxes paid as well. It will for sure be 12-hour days, but that'll be fine. It'll be fun because I'll probably be doing it in a different vehicle. So
Tommy says if Howard Stern drops $100 bill on the ground, he loses $1,000 to stop and pick it up. Bit of hyperbole, but I definitely get the point. Time is money, and that's why a lot of wealthy people drive the most reliable vehicles, because they don't want to spend time in a car dealership, for example.
Well, all the Cadillacs that my parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles, I think mine, none of them really have had issues. I think this is because cars have so much electronics, now that.
But all cars have lots of.
No, I know, but I think that's the difference versus the ones in the past. I don't remember Dad ever.
I know when we were talking about it, I looked it up, and like statistically, I mean, you got to have a bigger sample. Like Cadillac does not rate well for vehicle quality. Like at the top, of course, is your Toyotas, your Hondas.
Oh yeah,
Lexus is basically a nice Toyota,
oh,
so you'll see a lot of wealthy people driving Lexuses for that reason.
Doesn't
Doesn't mean that you can't have a problem with a Lexus, or you can't have a good Cadillac either. But just overall, those are your percentages.
Yeah, that's why I've looked at Lexus online or whatever, because the guy that sold Dad my first car is now at Sewell Lexus or whatever.
Tommy's comment. Tommy, well, all right, this was the funny one. He said, yeah, shoes are great, but I always switch to giftable items. And I do have some replenishables in my Poshmark store that I sell. So yeah, I balance out a little bit with that. Then he goes back to yeah. Q1 is great for shoes, by the way. And Clay Tommy says you have some OnlyFans in your future. Hey, make that easy money. Clay's all about the easy money, so he's
Mhm.
you'll see some toe picks coming soon. Meanwhile, I'm cleaning
Make money. Yeah.
conditioning boots.
I did look at the other day. I drove this real cool guy who like does baggage at Southwest, and he works like he only has a couple regular shifts, and then he picks up like all the ones people want to fill in, like how Huggins does it at American.
Yeah.
And so he'll make more doing that as well, it seems like. And so I did look on their website to be like, yeah, I like doing manual labor type stuff and the flight advantages. I was like, especially if you could do it part-time. And I still need to, now that Corona, I mean, it's a thing, but I need to look into the it's not air courier, but a couple of years ago, I think I told you I drove this guy Jose from like Love Field down to the Mavericks, the training place across from the arena when they had the trailer set up for, all the Corona testing. He went in, got their samples, got back in the Uber. I took him back to the airport. He was flying them. I guess they're going back to LA, or maybe he flew them to New York, whatever, wherever all the teams are sending this stuff, and he goes home more or less every night. And you basically just go pick up whatever, and the company pays for, the flight, the Uber, and it can be, I can't remember what he made a day, but a few $100s. So, I might try to add that in because that, uh, easier than driving around, you know what I mean? And it'd be a good mix.
Other than the Clay stew of income.
Right.
Tommy says Cadillac is just a GM with different badges belt. Yeah, and when GM's isn't very reliable either.
It is, but they are good to drive. I mean, it's the best car I've ever had.
It looks nice. I'll give you that. It looks nice.
Well, and it rides better than any car I've ever had.
Yeah, when it's working, it's great.
Oh, these times I've had tire, but that's just living in the city, driving a lot of nails. But this,
yeah, Clay is a nail magnet.
right?
Like, oh, another flat tire. Transmission, flat tire. Flat tire.
Whatever car I get, I'll for sure buy probably buy that tire warranty again, just because why not? I've more than.
Well, in your case, normally, like I sell cars, and normally the recommendation is not to get those warranties. Economically, it doesn't make sense. Save the money for the repair. But
on mine,
in your case,
it's saved.
If you're getting a Cadillac, especially, you need all the warranties.
Choose loaner car. I was like, there's a third thing I'm going to do at Sewell. Duh, loaner. Not that that's most important, really, the shoes, but I can't get your shoes without loaner because those bags, like just 30 pairs of shoes, it takes up a shit.
This is the thing. So, like, I have my Clay, like I have my shoe set up. It's like a 30 by 30 by 30, I think. And it's great for most shoes, but like tall boots don't look good in there. So I ordered this nice wooden table, but it's not going to be here till Saturday. So I'm going to put that wooden table where I used to take my clothing photographs, and I'm going to do my boots with that gray background in there. So that's what I'm going to do with my boots moving forward. But it's not supposed to be here till Saturday.
Did you take the big light box down yet?
No, I'm going to use it for my boots. It's going to be my boots.
I get it. The table.
All boots. You're like the women's knee highs.
Yeah, the table's going in the light box.
Yeah, it's like it's.
Yeah.
I don't want to say like kind of like the size of a TV tray, but this is oversized and has a real nice wood top. and then I will put them on that. And I switched to a gray like microfiber background that's hanging. So I'll have the wood and then the gray background, and
Okay.
that'll be just for the tall boots. Because I get a lot of those now. They can sell for some good money. Because down here, as you know, like everybody and their mama fights for the sneakers, and so a lot of my shoe business is comfort shoes, boots, dress shoes, things like that. That a lot of people don't know there's money in.
Do
And
you
of
ever
course, I will pick up the sneakers if I come across one.
do you
Like
ever
today, I listed a pair of New Balance 983s made in USA. I think I list them at like 119. Got them for $1.
That's excellent, Brian. They're made in America. That's what we want.
True that. True that.
Do you have a pair of cowboy boots that you wear?
I did for a while.
Yeah, I've never.
I probably do need to get me a pair. I mean, I probably have a pair in my inventory I could snag.
In college, some of my friends had those Red Wing, more like the work boot, kind of.
Yeah, those are comfortable.
And I like just the look because they're not like. I mean, if you're a cowboy, but like, I feel like if you're going to wear real cowboy boots, you got to wear like Wranglers and you know what I wear. I mean, I'm not going to like, yeah. I mean, right now, what my vintage Michigan neon yellow T-shirt from the bins, sandals, shorts. I like this one.
I'm wearing house slippers, Nike joggers, and a Nike t-shirt.
I got a good pair of some total generic brand of like lightweight nylonish sweatpants for my dad and I for Christmas. Because I was like, what do I get him? Like he's one of those people it's hard to shop for. And these pants, like I've worn them a couple of days Uber, and and it's like $20, and you're like, don't know the company, but they're good. And I got it for him because they had zipper on the pocket, so his stuff won't fall out,
Right.
But like, yeah, on Amazon, I do feel like there's companies that probably still sell so much more than we would ever think. Like, you don't have to buy, like, as we know, I'll buy, get it at the bins. Half my wardrobe or more, I don't wear it. Everything that's nice pretty much is from the bins.
Clay has a shopping problem. Hey, it's the great thrifter Charlie Brown. What's going on?
Is that
great thrifter Charlie Brown?
Oh, wow.
It's an interesting name. I like it. What do you thrift, Charlie Brown? What, you do everything? You got a niche? Let's see. I'm going to say GT. That's too long of a name. Great thrifter. My go-to everyday boots, Justin's, but my dress boots, Fry. Yeah. I sold a pair of Fry boots. They sold today. They'll ship out tomorrow. Actually, boys' boots. Yep, I love Fry. I love all the boots. Justin, Lucchese, Laredo, Dan Post, Red Wing.
Post. Wow. I ain't heard that in forever.
Which one?
Dan Post.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Man,
yeah.
that
Vintage Dan Post. Let's go. Let's go.
When you say let's go, you sound like Joey Bada Bing. Let's
The
go.
espresso machine's kicking in. Well, we got an espresso for Christmas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got the afternoon caffeine. Even though I'm pretty much done. This is the last thing I do. I'd already be done normally, but since we're on the live, just kind of prepping. I don't know. I may hit the bins tomorrow, man. I don't know because I don't have enough to list until my table comes in. I don't know what you're doing.
I thought about going for myself because I mean, I got plenty of stuff here to list, but just to get out for a while, and I need to find stuff for Gretchen as well, because that I could make $1,000 in the next month, and that would help immensely with property taxes,
Well, if you want, Gosh, go that would be early, wouldn't it?
Right. And what's the early? Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
pick up
you'll like this.
say I could pick you up and we could
Well,
go
I'm
out
going to get
there.
a loaner car too. So, like I said, after we finish in a minute,
Yeah.
you'll like this. My little cousin Phoebe, you know, the one who's getting her second bachelor's in interior design. We were texting earlier and something, I don't know, like, what, you going to work today? She's like, yeah. She's like, we haven't got much work. It's all these like college age kids. It's like a marketing type company. And she's like, I don't know why the boss scheduled this big project over the holidays. Like, she has to know what kids are like. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, what is this routine thing? And how do you get one? I said, I think that's an ancient word that means like it's from like Sanskrit or something like that. And she's like, I think that does sound right. I was like, yeah, I don't know what this word routine means.
We know Clay don't know what that word means.
I just make it up every day. Yeah.
Clay doesn't.
I mean, sometimes I have things scheduled. You know, today was going to be a 8 a.m. to like 10 p.m. driving day because it especially hurts because I'm missing out besides all the Uber. Those Ubers, that would have been like a $60 ride, you know, and then it would have been the last ride of the day, right back in my neighborhood, and you know, but hopefully they'll take a trip soon.
Well, I think what I'll do is I'll wait on those shoes if you're going to bring them tomorrow, or I can come pick them up from you tomorrow. That'll get me through my listings. What's tomorrow? Friday?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. Cowboys are on. Yes. It's yeah.
The Cowboys are on tonight. Let's see. GTCB, Great Thrifter says, I mostly sell media, but I sell a lot of caps and down jackets and vests. Yep, good money in that. Jackets. Yep.
Have you figured out why those down jackets are so sad? I just never have heard a reason.
Lame dad joke inserted here.
Jackets are just like they've been sad for decades. It's sad that they're sad.
Right now, y'all got to feel like the torture that Clay's students dealt with for many years. many a dad joke enforced on a captive audience.
Oh,
captive as in cannot leave.
Okay, here I got a story. So I did 3 rides the other day before I took yesterday, I guess, and then the car kaput. You know, it wasn't bad. I made 126 off 3 rides. Because one was that one in East Texas. So the first ride was a lady from Holland. Now she and her husband, also from Holland, have a dairy out in like the Panhandle, real nice. Second lady was an little old lady I took out to Canton.
You're from Pasadena?
Yeah. And she sounds like, her husband sounds a lot like one of my relatives that I've talked about, you know, narcissist. And she was a hoot. And so that was like 57 on the app, and she gave me 20. But then I turned the app on. I told you, like, when I got to Terrell or Forney, whichever is further, Terrell, I guess.
Terrell's further.
I pick up this guy, and he gets in, got some tattoos on his neck and face. Fine, whatever. I'm not judging.
Oh, you totally judge. Quit lying. No,
I'm just adding that because so people will have the picture.
You made a judgment. I know.
No,
you judge everything, son.
Stop. I don't care about tattoos. And because I'm the one who has to keep working on my dad. I'm like, Dad, doesn't matter. They have tattoos.
Tattoos are pretty strange.
And he'll say, like, I know. It's just in my time. And I'm like, Dad, when I was growing up, not that many people had tattoos. Like, it's like the last 20 years. So back to the story. So the guy has a can of something. And I thought it looked like, you know, some energy drink because it's some giant thing and ridiculous graphics. He's like, you mind if I open this? Like, what is it? And he's like, beer. And I was like, oh, I'd rather not, because if we get stopped, you're in trouble, you know. And he's like, I don't care. He's like, I got PTSD, man. He's like, I'm gonna open it no matter what. But he said it. So I was like, it's fine. I'm not gonna get a stop. So he and his brother live down there. They go out every January. Their birthday's like 2 days apart, like a year or two apart. and his brothers makes this music. It's called like drill music. It's like from Europe. I looked it up. It kind of seemed like hip hop, but I guess it's somehow different. There's some other guy who does the same music down in Terrell, and they have a beef. And I said to the guy, I was like, so like Biggie and Tupac? And he laughed. So he and his brother are out over at 35 and Walnut Hill, where used to be nice restaurants. Now it's the swingers club and strip clubs where I take people. Oh yeah, remember there's that couple I took a few weeks ago to the swingers club, that story I told you,
Yeah.
and they just left like the 7-Eleven or something, and the guy I'm driving bends down to get a Heineken. This car pulls up, blocks them in, AK, not 47, AR-15, starts shooting.
What?
This guy gets hit in the skull. It cracks it some. He spins around in his seat, he said. He passes out. He's bleeding. The shooter missed his brother as well somehow with an AR. The brother gets his gun out and starts shooting. He's driving down 35 to Parkland because he at least knows to go to the best ER, slapping his brother saying, stay with me, stay with me. I was like, that's like the movies. Like, yeah. So then he wakes up like several days, dive bars and Harry Hines. So you must be local. And so he says he has some like mental stuff, and like I didn't ask if he could drive, but I'm guessing not. But like, nice guy. But then, so the bad guy, I was like, did they catch him? He was like, no, but this past July he killed his baby mama, so he's in jail now for that. And I'm like, oh my god. So he was like, hey, you know where I live, so if you want to come. Well, he's like, I got your number now. I'll invite you to a party.
Oh man, sounds like a hell of a party. What's
I
up,
know.
NG Treasures?
So yeah, so I probably would go actually, because the guy, I do think he and his brother have been bad dudes at times, but he said it was kind of a wake up call, or whatever, because he's like, I don't know how I survived. I said, you need to contact Heineken and tell him the story and be like, Heineken saved my life.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
So
I was like, okay, I got another good story out of Ubering,
but I tell you, that should be your channel. All the stories,
right? But I don't get. Oh, this guy, he grew up in Duncanville. He's in Columbus now. Are you near the Ohio State University? And do you think that's as dumb as I do? Because people are going to get confused with Ohio University, the Bobcats, or Miami of Ohio?
You got so many things that bother you. It's funny.
That's what's my channel when I change. It's going to be
A million things that bother Clay.
I should do a book, so I'm going to start writing stuff down. And yeah, I need to get back to filming when I'm just driving and something hits me, just record, and change the channel from Clay's Closet to Clay's Brain.
Clay's, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Well,
what did he say here? Taking at a slow pace when I have to finish sex, so I can sit down. Are you in Minnesota or New Jersey, possibly? MNJ Treasures? I don't know. Just going by those first few.
All right, let's figure this out while we're on this live, Clay. Like, so do you want me to pick up the shoes, or like what if you bring them down? Like what time? Because
I'll probably just sleep till kind of 9 or 10 because I can, because I don't have to drive tomorrow. And I might hit the bit. It'd probably be noon, I'd say, if that works.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go sourcing because otherwise I'm not gonna have enough to list tomorrow.
Well, if you go to the bins, let me know and I'll meet you there because I might go in the morning.
I'll probably try to get there. Usually when I go there, I try to get there when they open, but it's gonna be for shoes only, which is different.
Yeah. Well, I'll try to then get there by maybe at opening, if not like 9 or something, because I know you'll be there that long or whatever.
Yeah, I'll keep in contact. But I usually don't stay there all day.
No, I know. Yeah. We're the bins in DFW. They are, if you know, Westmoreland and Singleton.
Well, there's two. There's that one, the Dallas, and then the
Well,
Fort
yeah,
one. Fort Worth one is a campus drive in
DFW,
Fort
yeah.
Worth.
Fort Worth is like southeast of downtown.
I haven't sourced shoes at Fort Worth in a long time.
Not since we probably went together at some point.
Yeah,
Done
because
shoes there, and man, maybe hit. You could always hit that and then come to Dallas because like last week when I got all those shoes for you, that was what at like noon. Like who knows if it was just dumb luck or like I don't know if like there's
no,
not
well, I have had good luck there. Well, the thing is, I
no
list a lot of shoes that a lot of people pass on.
or West Dallas. Yeah, I don't know. It's odd. And one of the pairs of shoes, I think. Oh no, you passed on it. Those weird kind of stained or dyed 0 grands. One of my friends, she doesn't like know any English and I don't know Spanish, but she brought me those.
Well, let me see how many I have here. Well, I mean, I have enough of my draft bank to cover tomorrow, but I don't
Now,
know.
why?
2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. I don't know. But the only problem is a lot of these are boots, and I don't have my table set up. I wonder if I could maybe photograph them outside, or I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to go sourcing or not. And
Just
I
like
got some I can wash that too.
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. Well, not depending on how I feel in the morning.
Yeah. It all comes down to Dak and Zeke, whether Brian sources tomorrow. No pressure, guys. West
Yeah, I
Dallas.
guess that would be
West Dallas.
yeah. Yeah, I guess once you cross over 30, it's technically West Dallas.
Yeah. Miss the old Goodwill. Yeah, so that Goodwill computer store, if you're talking about the one on, is it Peak? Whatever that one-way street is by City Place, if you know, depends when you left town, but near Uptown. Yeah, it closed actually, I think. When I found Chris's right before the eBay thing. Oh, his thing. You mean, I guess.
Oh, you mean when he got his store when he lost his eBay account?
Is he trying yet to get back on?
Yeah, he wants to. Has
he called him and
nervous about it? Like he wants to. I think he's
Yeah.
also about to do a small Poshmark closet too.
he could do.
He'll get it. He'll get it back. I think it may take a year. I think at a year mark. Yeah, I've been following Chris a long time. Like, I mean, I've been selling what 4 or 5 years now. The first couple years,
5 at least, because you got me into it in 18, I think. Right? Because we did, yeah. Because I started some in 18 and did it our last whatever year and a half of teaching. So you were at least 17, if not at least 17 doing the rings, if not 16, maybe.
Yeah, I think 2016 was my first year. Yeah, so dang, coming up on 6 years.
Right, because I mean I'm 4 sporadically.
2 years full time. I've sold everything. Anyway, yeah, Chris was one of the very first person. Who is it? Bonafide.
Yeah,
Chris.
Other Chris, right? Is that his
Cheddar
name?
Quest? Cheddar Quest.
Oh God, yeah, you used to. I forgot. Yeah, you used to love to say that. Yeah,
When he came on one of our lives back when we were doing the lives with everybody, and man, I was fangirling it a little bit because I learned that's where I got my start from him. Shoes, handbags, some hard goods. Then I watched like Craigslist Hunter. Then Chris. Once I found Chris, and I followed him on YouTube for a while. Joined the group. I was one of the first like 100 people in the group, and our group's almost 3,000 people. It's kind of crazy.
I'm gonna say even when I was in it for a couple of months, it was like under 100. And the live Yeah, the lives were relatively small.
Oh yeah, there was like 10, 15 people in the live. Now it's 100 plus every morning.
That's crazy. Beep beep. Trying to see if the cat's inside before I leave.
Yeah, well, Chris did the starter store thing. What do you mean? What do you mean about the shoe thing, Linda? Is what the right thing to do? I'm not sure if I'm following. I also do some new shoes. I do, like Tommy earlier was talking about RA. That's more capital intensive, so that basically when those new shoes sell, I use that money. And I haven't been RAing in a while. The Nikes.
Oh yeah, you set up the rule, and then what holidays also, and
What do we? Chris at 100. Oh, so yeah. So he basically lost his account. Chris's main thing was the everyday value women's clothing. He had a giant store, or a very, very large store at least. But he also had connections, so he bought a bunch of hype shoes and sold them. And even though he didn't do anything wrong, we think, or this is what he thinks. He thinks that because now with managed payments, like somebody could do a chargeback up to a year, depending on your credit card. And so doing over $1 million worth of shoe sales in a very short period of time is kind of like put a red flag up. And he thinks that eBay just felt like it was too big of a liability. He admits that it was a mistake. And so once he gets his account back, he won't do that again.
I know that it was so long ago now.
Yeah, I don't know. Like he learned. Well, what I don't know if we're talking about the same thing. So he started his new store when he really focused on sell through rate, and he learned a lot from that. Oh, before he canceled his account, I wouldn't close a store on that. I would just, like, as you learn, just put in those better items and do an aged inventory system, like with markdown sales to move out your older inventory. Because as we resell, hopefully we're getting better items. I know that's true for me. Like the items I was buying a year or two ago, like now typically I'm buying better items. I wouldn't close a whole store, especially in your case with a small 300 item store. Definitely wouldn't do that. Yeah, I think, gosh, because we went full time. When did we quit teaching, Clay? September of
August. Well, yeah, whatever.
you was August, and for me it was September of 2019 or 2020.
2020 Corona year.
Yeah,
I quit with no plan, and then told Brian, "Come on, if I'm quitting without a plan, talk to Claudia."
oh Lord, I still don't know, but
And 2 years later, sure.
I'm
I
still
won't say
hanging
how
on.
much or how little I made last year. It was about half of what I made my last year of teaching, but hey.
No, I make more doing reselling than teaching. I'm still not where I want to be, but you can definitely make good money. Charlie Brown said, "Has anyone got on the new eBay international shipping thing? Like eBay is changing people over to that. Like if you have international shipping." Oh, excuse me. I'm pretty sure I am, but most of my international shipping I use Pirate Ship. I use the simple export, and it's always cheaper than eBay. Even their new international shipping. But it's definitely better than global shipping. Let's see. Tommy said he did a lot wrong. Just the scammy feedback he left for every sell ship. All right, that's ridiculous, Tommy. That's ridiculous. I don't agree with Tommy on that. I think he obviously selling all those. Like Chris is a friend of mine. Like I will always back Chris. Linda said I list one item per day with a minimum of $300. Yeah, with that high ASP, you don't have to list a whole lot. That's like $10, $30 items. Yeah, I don't even know what that means, Tommy. Making them quote unquote private. I mean, it wasn't smart. Like he admits it, jeopardizing his account, which was making him so much money. I mean, not only that, like Chris has done so much for so many people. Like I've learned a lot from him. So, and the good thing about Chris, he pivoted. I mean, he's on Whatnot, killing it. But I know he definitely wants his eBay account back. Well, here's the thing, Charlie Brown. I think it is better than the global shipping program, but like on Pirate Ship, you can buy insurance, and it's like $1.35 per $100. So, for example, if I'm shipping a sweater to Canada, it may be only like $10.99 on Pirate Ship, and on eBay, even the international eBay, it's probably like $19.99 or higher. So I would just buy that $1.35 worth of insurance that would cover me up to $100, and I'm still like $8-10 cheaper than the eBay rates. And I've probably shipped 2-3, I don't know how many, hundreds, because I probably average 5 to 10 international orders a week at least. I've had one package that they've lost, one. And not only that, you can also add a handling fee on eBay. So you're kind of self-insured. I do that too. I had a $3.99 handling charge. So you got to look at the whole picture. I don't know. So I strongly advocate Pirate Ship for international shipping. Yeah, Linda. Chris has taught a lot of people. He's a good guy. I know he'll get it back. I don't know why. He's been talking about trying to reapply, and not only that, all the positive attention he brings to eBay, all the sellers. I mean, he's helping eBay make a lot of money. You don't think leaving feedback on eBay for every sell to subscribe to his YouTube channel is scammy? Scammy? I don't know if there's a scam there. I don't personally know because I haven't seen his feedback. It could be smart.
He mentions his YouTube in his feedback. Is that what you're saying?
If you know so, what I do? Is this scammy? Like I leave my public coupon in my feedback. Is that scammy?
That would be, to me, really fucking weird and narcissistic, but whatever.
Or I mean, it's one way to look at it, or just good business sense is another way. I mean, scammy is just very subjective. Like, I don't think it's scammy because it's not hurting anyone.
No, I mean, like I say, to me, it's if you're like saying, "Hey, check out my YouTube and feedback," you're like, just no, it's separate deal. Like, that's weird. Learned and still learning from Chris. I'm my biggest bulk buy in a week.
Yeah, this group, like I know some people are anti spending money on knowledge, which is kind of dumb, but a lot of people with college degrees. The group has helped me grow my business so much, and Chris and tech specifically. So it's worth the $35 a month. But each to their own. Pirate Ship is awesome. Yeah, they have great. Tommy's right on that one. They have great customer service. Great customer service. I've only had one problem, and that one time I had a problem, I didn't insure it. But even then, like I charged the $3.99 fee on eBay. So if I have, let's do the math. If I have 100 packages, right, at $3.99 each, I'm bringing an extra $399. If one of those didn't get delivered, even if I didn't add the optional insurance,
oh my god,
at $1.35 per $100, and I lost a $100 package, I'm still up $300. So it's kind of like a way to self-insure. Subscribe to YouTube for 30. I think it's pretty smart. I mean, I get what you're saying.
I don't like that either. You're already giant. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't like
But
that.
look at all the big businesses. McDonald's advertises everywhere.
Yeah, I know, but that just, I don't know. I guess I just think of like, I guess because most of the people we know are normal people with small channels, and I don't know that, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, but I'd love to have a big channel like that. I mean,
that chaps my hide too, Tommy.
it doesn't bother me, but I mean, I could see how that could bother some people. Right?
But I like stuff like Tommy's channel, you know, as good as any, you know.
Well, all right, but here's a way to look at this, right?
Hi, baby.
Actually, eBay should want that because subscribing to Chris's channel is going to help them sell more on eBay, which makes eBay more money. Chris generates a lot of money from sellers from eBay. He helps them to create better listings that are going to convert and make more money for that goes into eBay's pocketbook. So there's more than one way to look at it. Yeah, I agree with MJ Treasures. It's just marketing, but you know everybody's free to feel how they like about it.
I know, like, yeah, I still at times, I don't hold it against him really, but just, you know, after he did you wrong a couple times, you know, that bugged me.
I don't really think he did me wrong. I mean,
well, I know, and that's all that really matters. He doesn't get. I've learned nobody in the world
he's
cares what
he's got a lot on his plate.
Well, I know, but that's also like for all of us, it's just an excuse. But you know, and it doesn't matter. Most people in the world don't care what anybody thinks. Like I care what you and Angie and like 10 people think, you know. I could care less I care what Tommy thinks about me, you know, but in Gigi, formerly Emily, but yeah, most other resellers, whatever. I don't give a shit, you know, I don't know. But and Chris is a nice enough guy. Seems like a good dad. That's all that really matters. I don't care if he's successful in business. I just care if he's a good dad.
Yeah, he's got number two on the way.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe he'll slow down even a little more.
Yeah,
I think my Uber's almost here. So I'm gonna hop off in a second because I gotta make sure I get there by 7.
Yeah. Time for dinner and get ready for that Cowboy game and ponder.
Oh yeah. I guess my deal's.
I don't know. Knowing you're bringing me the food, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll probably, like I said, I'll let you know, but I can either bring him. Hi, Scooge. Oh, you need food. Dang it. I'll either bring him down or if you do come up somewhat at least, then, you know, we can meet. So
Yeah. We'll just keep in touch. Well, and the thing is, Tommy, those other people, I mean, you're right. They do suspend a lot of people bigger than him, but he brings a lot of sellers on the platform. I mean, the fact that they met with him in person tells you that they realize like his following is an influence. They're not most people.
Got my wallet.
All right. Well, Clay's about to head out. I need to get some dinner. Thanks everybody for joining. Tommy, Linda, Charlie Brown, M and J, and anyone else watching. We appreciate it. Might start doing these. Clay, I know I'm back and forth. I haven't been making much published content in a couple of weeks. I don't even care about that. I do like the lives. I like the community. I like talking eBay. So might start doing lives regularly, maybe an hour a day or something. But anyway, thanks everybody. Smash the like button, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.